Getting a job to pay off your holiday spending spree could actually lead you more into debt if you're on the lookout for unemployment scams. They're on the rise, with the Better Business Bureau reporting a 23% increase in 2022. ABC's Becky Worley with a way to spot employment scams before they scam you.
Hello, this is a courtesy invitation to work with Amazon from home.
Experts saying this is not a real request.
Make up to $400 in a day.
But one in an arsenal of more sophisticated methods that scammers are using to steal thousands of dollars from job seekers. In a new report from the Better Business Bureau, employment scams listed as the second riskiest of all the scams they track, saying the frequency at which they're being reported in the agency's scam tracker increasing 23% from 2021 to 2022.
A lot of workers don't want to go back to an office, so they're searching online for a purely remote position. Unfortunately, scammers know this, so they're setting up fake websites and they're luring people in with that.
They said they liked my resume and my application and they wanted to move the process along.
For Callie Heim from West Palm Beach, Florida, she says she applied for a tech position through the job site LinkedIn. But the people who posted the job were suspected scammers, not affiliated with the actual tech company or LinkedIn. They offered her the job and sent her this check to purchase her own office equipment. But then they asked a lot of questions.
I gave them my bank account information, so my routing number, my account number, my checking account. I checked off that I did checking, and then I gave them the front and back of my driver's license.
For Callie, her boyfriend raised concerns, and then she hit the pause button.
I didn't lose any money, but it doesn't make it any less awful.
If a company's asking you to pay for something during the interview process, that is a huge red flag.
But for Miranda Owens of Kansas City,
I felt like my trust had been completely shattered. My trust in all of these online platforms.
The person that offered her a job sent her a check, then saying they made a mistake and she needed to return the money. The original check bounced and Miranda was out nearly $5,000.
I just started bawling.
That was ABC's Becky Worley reporting. So, how do you keep yourself safe? Look for the red flags. Scammers may ask for more personal information beyond what you provided in previous applications, and they may want financial information. They also might ask you to spend money during the interview process. And if they send you money, then ask you to reimburse them, that's a big red flag as well. Of course, you should report any scam you suspect to the Better Business Bureau's website.
President Joe Biden penned an op-ed on Medicare in the New York Times ahead of Thursday's budget release. The president wrote that he would build on drug price reforms by strengthening Medicare's newly established negotiation power. His plan would allow Medicare to negotiate prices for more drugs and start price negotiations at specific drugs sooner after they launch. Also under Biden's plan, people who make more than $400,000 would have to pay more in taxes towards Medicare.
China's foreign minister is calling on the U.S. to hit the brakes, warning if it does not, quote, there will surely be conflict and confrontation, unquote. The official made those comments at China's National People's Congress. It's a political event that's held every year in that country. He echoed accusations from the Chinese president, who said that the U.S. is trying to contain China's development and that balloon crisis a couple of weeks ago could have been avoided. Ties between the two countries are at their worst in decades. The U.S. responded to all of this, saying it seeks to compete with China, but does not seek conflict. TikTok CEO defending the app's ties to China. It comes just weeks before it's scheduled to testify before Congress. The head of TikTok discussed its mission and fielded questions about how U.S. user data is protected from being accessed in China. He said China's government has never asked for U.S. user data and that the company would refuse any such request. He added that all U.S. user data is stored by default in the Oracle Cloud infrastructure, and access to that data is completely controlled by U.S. personnel. TikTok CEO was asked if TikTok could be used to spew Chinese government propaganda to a U.S. audience, to which he replied that misinformation and propaganda have no place on the platform.
Gun violence remains an ongoing problem here in the United States. A new report shows the country already has topped 100 mass shootings this year. A mass shooting is defined as when a gunman shoots at least 4 people. The website Gun Violence Archive keeps track of gun violence around the country. It says last year the United States did not surpass 100 mass shootings until March 19th. An independent global health research group says the U.S. has more deaths from gun violence than any other developed country. Now to the war in Ukraine and the bloody battle for a key city in the east. Russian forces have nearly encircled that city, but this morning the Ukrainians are vowing they will not withdraw. Here's ABC's James Longman with the latest.
The battle for Bakhmut may be reaching its climax, with casualties soaring on both sides. Russia's attacks find the city on the brink. Putin's forces have blitzed it relentlessly, street by street, building by building, every inch a war zone. But this persistence is at a cost to Russia, with reports that Russian casualties are several times that of the Ukrainians. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of Russia's mercenary force here, complaining they're running low on troops and ammunition, now resorting to sending in untrained prisoners to fight, saying that the Russian military might be diverting resources elsewhere. Warning, if we retreat from Bakhmut, then the entire front will crumble. And overnight, reports some newly mobilized Russian reservists are being sent into combat in Ukraine with just their firearms and shovels. Now, Ukraine is denying rumours that they're planning to withdraw or retreat from Bakhmut, and in fact that they've managed to divert Russian attention to Bakhmut in order that they can better reinforce this entire region. James Longman, ABC News in Konstantinivka, Ukraine.
Looking outside with live cam, those are some stubborn clouds, but the fly gave up his TV career. Off he went.
He left.
He left. He's gone.
It's over. All right, that's okay. You guys were talking about bluebonnets earlier. I want to take you up to Spring Branch. Look at this. This gorgeous site here. The bluebonnets, they really are popping up everywhere. I've noticed them on sides of the highways now. So get out your cameras. It's that time of year. Take pictures with the bluebonnets. Just be careful as always. And as we look at the wind gusts, we've got some gusts close to 20 miles per hour in a few spots. It's not going to be an overly windy day, but you may see the wind pick up 15, maybe 20 miles per hour. It's all out of the southeast, though, so you know what that means. The dew point is going straight up. We've got some very, very thick air out there, and that doesn't really change for the next couple of days. Not a lot of wind gusts here around San Antonio, though, at least at the moment. KSAT 12-hour forecast. We're at 82 by 2 o'clock. 84 is our high. We'll reach that around 4 or 5. Then as we get into tonight, temperatures slip into the 70s, but they don't slip much. We're at 68 at midnight. We won't go much cooler than that by the morning time. As clouds build in, fog builds in, drizzle builds in, and we do it all again Wednesday morning. It's going to be another sort of damp commute. Our changes come Friday. Cold front means got some rain chances and some cooler air too as we head towards the weekend. More on that forecast here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Justin. A medication that some people rely on to help them breathe is still in short supply, and its issues could be worse. What options patients have if they can't access albuterol.
Some airlines dropping at least one of their fees. How an effort by the Transportation Department may be putting some pressure on even more airlines to follow suit.
Hello, everyone. These are your top headlines from Cheddar News. The UN has signed off on a historic agreement to protect ocean life. Nearly 200 countries have agreed to a legally binding high seas treaty that to protect marine life in international waters. The treaty provides legal tools to help turn 30% of the world's oceans into protected areas by 2030. Meanwhile, Verizon raising the prices on some of their older cell phone plans. The move is part of a broader effort to get more of their customer base onto 5G plans. Customers who decide to stay on one of Verizon's older unlimited plans will now be charged an additional $2 a month. That change will take effect on April 10th. And online shopping giant Amazon says they're permanently closing 6 of their Go convenience stores. Starting April 1st, the online giant will close 2 stores in New York City and 4 in San Francisco. Those stores were introduced back in 2016 and operated without a checkout line or cashiers. And that's your Cheddar News Update. I'm Baker Machado coming to you from Cheddar Studios in New York City.
It's a potentially life-saving drug that's been on the Food and Drug Administration's shortage list since October. But now the liquid albuterol scarcity is expected to get even worse. This comes after a major supplier to U.S. hospitals recently shut down. Products from the one remaining major domestic source of this liquid albuterol are on back order. Doctors say anyone who can't find the liquid form of the medicine can use the inhaler instead. Right now, albuterol inhalers don't seem to be impacted by the shortage. Patients may be able to switch to other medications, too, that might help. You should talk to your doctor about the options that are right for you.
More airlines are taking action amid soaring pressure from the federal government about dropping so-called junk fees. One of the fees that could go away at airlines across the country are those family seating fees. Alaska Airlines now joining a growing list of carriers now guaranteeing that your family will sit together and they won't charge you for it. It comes as the Transportation Department releases a new online dashboard allowing travelers to see which airlines charge and don't charge families to select seats next to each other. Travel experts say it's a welcome travel trend for families who have been forced to pay fees, often adding up to hundreds of dollars per trip.
Even if you were traveling with young children, if you didn't want to pay the oftentimes, $50 or more per person to pick your seats, you then were at risk of getting separated on the plane.
American and Frontier Airlines have also rolled out similar family seating policies, guaranteeing children will be seated next to an accompanying adult without a fee. And United Airlines recently announced a policy update as well, but stopped short of offering a guarantee.
Looking outside with live cam, yes, fly still gone, clouds still here, but I'm hoping for a little rain a little bit later this week.
Yeah, we all are. It has been just a tough couple of years, and there are some chances coming up. They're not huge chances, but at least we're getting a little more frequency when it comes to our chances of rain. As we head into the spring, 77 so far today, 63 was the low this morning. The records are 89 and 26. Again, we'll be above average, but not as high as that record set back in 1929. We'll look at the rest of the work week and look ahead to the weekend too, coming up.
Think the fly will be back?
The what?
You think the fly will come back on that?
I think that the sun will come out.
Yeah.
The fly, has business to attend to.
Like it's the highlight so far of the weathercast here. Because we want something more than just clouds in the background there or fly. We want some good rain. That's what we really, really need. And so far, we got a little bit last week. We need to keep adding to that so we can get more beautiful shots like this one. Take a look at this picture from Karnes City. The cows just relaxing there in the bluebonnets. Afternoon nap, Texas style, I'd say so.
That's Texas right there.
It really is. It just kind of epitomizes Texas. It really does. We love that. And the bluebonnet pictures have been fantastic. Keep them coming. They should only get better from here. We should see another couple great weeks here with some very picturesque views around South Texas. So let's take a look outside. It's still cloudy. Still cloudy. We have not lost clouds here around the airport. 77 right now, 77 at Kelly and Randolph. We've got a southeasterly breeze. 76 Kerrville, 77 New Braunfels, 76 in Gonzales. And then you have 80s down to the south where there is some sun. 82 Carrizo Springs, 85 right now in Cotulla. And around San Antonio, I think we'll be in the 80s here soon. Give it maybe another hour or two, and we'll get there. The forecast does call for these clouds to continually kind of fall apart, and we'll be up around 84 or so later this afternoon. Carrizo Springs, we could be above 90. It'll be one of the warm spots today. 80 in Leakey, 86 Uvalde, 85 Seguin. And looking at the big picture here across Texas, I pointed this out earlier. We've got a huge discrepancy between temperatures in the Panhandle, where it's 45, and Laredo and Brownsville, where we're in the mid to upper 80s. Cold front makes all the difference here. And as we look at the bigger picture, there's some really cold stuff up north, as you would expect. 6 in Cut Bank, 7 in Bismarck, 26 in Casper, 30 in Denver. So the cold air is kind of bottled up across the northern part of the country. And then South Texas along the Gulf Coast, it is very warm. Right now in Miami, it is 88, the warm spot at this hour. There's not a lot of precipitation, though. There is some snow up across the Dakotas, a little bit of rain across Oklahoma and New Mexico. This is really a pretty quiet weather pattern for now. we're going to start to see things get a little more spring-like as the storm system pulls in and we get a little more active weather, including here in Texas. There's look at all the clouds. There's still quite a few morning clouds left over from that influx of moisture. So our futurecast shows warm and humid conditions today, tomorrow. That cold front to the north stalls, just kind of dances around a little bit, but it'll get a secondary push from a new storm system as we get into Thursday, and it should arrive in San Antonio, it looks like Friday morning. When it does, there could be some showers and storms along it. Again, just because it's in the morning, we don't have the heating of the day. I don't think severe weather is really going to be a problem with this. And that's fine. We just really want the rain. But I also don't think we're going to get a ton of rain out of it either. As it sinks south, kind of takes the rain chances with it. And then we just get some cooler air by Friday afternoon. That may stick around for a time on Saturday before the warm, humid air comes right back. And then it gets swept away again because we get another front Sunday. So a lot to look at there once we get past Thursday. It'll be kind of a back and forth situation. We're in the mid-80s the next few days, 72 Friday. That's behind the front. Notice Saturday morning, we actually drop down into the 50s. Not bad, but 77 Saturday and then 86 Sunday with another front. Timing's still in question there, but when the front does come through, we should see a chance of rain with that as well. And that will cool us down to start spring break week. It may not end that way, but it's going to start off a little bit on the cool side, guys.
Thank you, Justin. It's never too early to think about the future, and today some local students were able to learn about different careers, and some familiar faces were on hand to show some future journalists the ropes. Today, hundreds of second graders at South San ISD got to learn about a wide range of careers, including what it's like to be a part of our team.
Max Massey and Sarah Costa were at Shepherd Middle School showing the students what a day in the life and our lives as journalists looks like.
More than 500 kids learning about careers across the spectrum. Joined here with Charlie. So Charlie, why is this so important for these kids?
It's important for these kids. We want them to explore the careers that are out there. You know, as they grow, they're in second grade right now, but as they get older and they start looking to see what else that I can do, you know, do I have to go to college to be in this career? Do I can do straight out of high school? Maybe it's something I can get in certification in one of our CTE programs at one of our high schools. So I think it's important for them to start seeing. A lot of times I think kids know nursing, teacher, doctor, lawyer, right? So we're exposing them to many more careers other than those four that are out there for our kids to explore in the future.
And one of those careers, the news. Speaking of news, Sarah Costa giving a tour right here. So Sarah, give us a glimpse of what you're teaching.
Well, good morning. I'm with the second. Y'all want to turn around and say good morning? Good morning. Or good afternoon? Good afternoon. Okay, I am with the second graders of Palo Alto Elementary, Miss Santos class. Okay, y'all want to come look at our live truck? So you see our photojournalist Sal there? He is holding the camera, and that camera is sending the signal from do you see our satellite up there? Yeah. That satellite takes a signal from the camera into your TVs at home. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Yeah, okay, and this is our storm chaser truck where our meteorologist Justin Horn was actually out chasing storms last Thursday. Remember that storm? He was out in this truck, and we have lots of really cool equipment inside and different cameras. So we can switch those cameras. Max is supposed to be sitting in there right now. He's not, but that's another camera. And then we have the camera on top right there. And so you can see our photojournalist Sal in the shot. If y'all want to scoot back, you can probably see yourself on the screen there. Now turn around and wave. Awesome. Any questions about being on live TV? No. No, y'all are pretty much pros. Okay, turn around. Say bye. Bye. Back to you guys.
So cute.
They did pretty good.
Yeah, they followed directions very well. Good job, Sarah.
There's the future.
All right.
But let's get to the here and now.
Right now, live in downtown San Antonio.
Speaking of tech and all that, like Sarah was just talking about, you know, it's great to watch TV on a big screen and movies. So how would you like, you know, a beautiful screen like this? You know, what is that, about a 40-inch screen to watch a movie?
That's all right.
Pretty neat, huh?
It could be something like this. Look at that. We are going to tell you how that can come to your next party.
And that's not even the biggest one.
No, they got bigger.
Yeah, believe it or not. Okay, Jen is, I don't know if you can say she's working day because she's at the spa.
I know. Yes, we have a spa that we're going to check out that has a salt cave in it, and we're at the only full-service hotel south of downtown getting a taste of the menu here at 1917 Restaurant at Brooks. There's also cocktails And like you mentioned, Mike, we're going to take you into the spa as well. Perfect staycation spot. Back to you guys.
Get ready for some great barbecue from a place with a new name, but the same great flavors.
Barbecue sauce for St. Patty's Day is made with Guinness Stout.
Yes,
and
please.
a new location is opening up for St. Patrick's Day. Spring break coming up. Need something for the kids to do? How about the library? Lots of crafts and lots of stuff.
All that more when SA Live continues in just a few minutes.